We are playing every. Try again. We are playing every Saturn game ever. We are episode 3. Let me try again. From the top. We are every Saturn game ever. We are playing Alien Trilogy. We are on episode 3, level something. And I feel like I should swap that. I should do the we are every Saturn game ever last thing. I'm going to do the button up again. It's really not that low. Oh, that feels too formal. I'll leave a little to the imagination. All right. All right. So, if you were here last time, you will remember that I fell down into a pit of goo and couldn't get out. And I was like, what? This is another great example of a game. If you had had this when you were a kid, I think I said last time, like, I just would have like bounced off the game and probably not played it anymore. But I know some people who probably would have kept doing it and then eventually would have figured this out. It is somewhat intuitive. And I'll show you how to do it later. I won't ruin the surprise. If you weren't watching last time, you get to come in fresh. But see that goo down there? You don't want to get in that. That's bad news goo. You don't want anything to do with that goo because it's poison and it starts counting your health down as soon as you touch it. So you can, and often will by mistake, fall into it. And if you try to get back up, you won't. But if you... It's not working. It's not working. Oh no, it's not working. Maybe you need to climb the side. I swear this is what I saw him doing. Is there a jump button? What would be... Oh my gosh. I thought for sure you would just turn to the side and like you strafe up. It made sense when he did it. How to get out of the poison in Alien level 24. So, I this is the wrong level, of course. 21, maybe? This playthrough does not have... Yeah. I'm sorry, gang. Like, I thought we'd had it. And so, okay. Let's go to Google and Alien Trilogy The Canals. Not interested. Okay, look. I'm gonna put the walkthrough up again. I'm dying here. You gotta believe me. Display capture, window capture. Let me set this. Okay, here's the level, right? Oh my gosh, do not play a song. Okay, here we go. All right, my man's... He's already somewhere I don't know where he is. Okay, so he falls into the canal. Look. I don't know how he's doing that. I don't... So he kind of... He's doing this. Bro. Is there a button I should be pushing here? Let me watch this guy do this again. So he has the smart gun on. Maybe I'll turn to smart gun, see if that does anything. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He falls in the goo and gets himself out. I swear to you. So he's kind of still facing... Alien Trilogy. How to get out of the canyon? The Channels is what it's called. Exit the airlock. Get the flamethrower from the button. Destroy the wall at the end of the passage. Get the boots from the switch and then hit the switch itself. This will open door 3. There'll be more dog aliens to kill on your way. Go to the walkway above door 3. Once you're behind the acid won't harm you. Jump down to get some health in a bodysuit. There are a lot of face huggers. Be ready. Run through the acid and climb up the slope. Climb up the slope! What? I'm losing my mind. I can't believe there's no discussion on this. I know this is like a pre-internet game. That one's like... Excuse me. Alien Trilogy, The Channels. Right? It's just outrageous. Just outrageous. Okay, long play. Let's watch this long play. See if we can find him playing the channels. Acid Fest. Okay, here it is. Here it is. All right. Let me move this one, see if he gets caught in it. Maybe that guy just found like a way to cheese it. Here's another playthrough. It looks different anyway. Looks of different quality. Yeah, I get it. Doggomorphs. Okay, all right. If this guy doesn't fall in the goo, that's on me. I feel like this is a real test of my mettle too. It's like, Okay, so he fell in. What's he gonna do? He's gonna go get this stuff. That's why he fell in. What is that? What are they doing? They're just like pushing a button? Is there a button I'm not pushing? Okay. All right. Go back to the game. I gotta say, like, is this it? Are we done here? Game capture, video capture. Yes, right? Yes. All right, cool. I don't know. Just something's wrong. Maybe with the controller or the button layout. I'm not accessing all the buttons I want. So there's the. Maybe this is like a. Oops. That was bad news. Pulse rifle clip. Yeah. Okay, let's do a save state here. So we can just kind of come back to here instead of having to go to that stupid loading screen every time. What is this button? Why am I being cursed with this button? It is. I'm pushing a button I've never pushed before in this game. And that's what's getting me out. Oh my gosh. I need. Okay. Put the window capture up here one more time. Alien Trilogy Saturn button. Yes, manual. Sorry. There's a run button that I haven't used the whole game. I've never felt like I had to run. This changes everything. Maybe it's very important in the back half here, and they needed to make sure you learn the run button. Sick, bro. Sick. Okay. All right. Cool. Great. Let's play some Alien. We're back in. Yeah, you know, I left all the fans and stuff on back here. Gonna be some din in the recording. All right, great. We're back in, baby. We're all the way back. There's a run button. Whee! There's never been a need for a run button in this game. But now that I know it's there, oh, run up the hill. Yeah, it's like everyone knows when you are running up a slight incline. When you're going up a slight incline, you want to run. Not walk slowly and deliberately. Gonna want to run. What do you do when you're in a big truck and you have to go up a steep hill? Why, you put it in the fastest gear. You put it in fifth. Oh, no, don't downshift. Then you're not going as fast. You're trying to go up a hill, you need speed. I saw these guys go in something. Yes. It's so funny. Come out of like a fake Oh, man. What a secret, though. What a secret. So you have to be aware of aliens coming. I knew that was there because I was seeing the walkthrough guys do it. Not because I had any sense of what's going on in this game at any given time. I do not. Beep, beep. Run! Now that I know I can. Oh, wrong button. Didn't like that. Get out of here, you aliens. Oh! Almost fell again. Alright, so... just gotta start jogging once you get on those slopes. Alright. And this was a thing. What do I care? Yep, hey guys. Let's run over here. Hold on, I'll be with you in a minute. I have to get my boat off the dock. Exciting music, though. I'll give them that. Ah, out of ammo, of course. Plenty of smart gun rounds. Nice. Oh, sorry. Thank you for waiting your turn, though. Thank you for waiting patiently. Got the hypo. Yep, easy. Go down! Do you hate this video game? Oh, you don't get hurt in hyper? That's cool if true. Now I got some protective boots. Alright, what else is going on in this level? Looks like we don't want to fall in there because there's no way out, maybe? Oh. What's done is done. Okay, alright, great. We'll run back over here. It does say there are aliens this way or something. Do I want to fall in there or not? Seems dangerous. But I'm also running out of things that I want to do in this level. So, I don't know. Kind of feels like if I fall in there, there's a chance I don't get out. Yeep. Stressful. This is not a great game for goo-based challenges. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think there's enough going on with this game where the goo-based challenges just feel a little punitive. Is this where the game's gonna actually get hard? Because I keep reading how hard this thing is, and then I'm playing and it's like, well, you play slow, you'll be fine. I cannot believe that. Totally missed them. Okay, so the charges do damage them? Okay, great. Nice. I'm McLovin' it. There's some goo on the floor. It's hurting me. Looks like there's some goo, something nice in there. Okay. Smart gun ammunition. I'll be needing that. You better believe it. Okay. Not going to try to take on the Doggomorph with the 9mm. I don't think that's the play. I think there's oh, ding dong. Did that kill him? Does look like he's gone. So how do I get up there? This looks like it might be the end. I'm not sure if I want to take my leave just yet. Does it feel like there will be like a hidden room in here? Okay. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Just barely. Just barely. Are they letting me go? Search for hidden layers. Yeah, I think we're done here. I think we're done here. Good run. Good run for Alien Trilogy. That's enough for me, I think. I don't know. We saw most of it. I think we have a good sense of what it is. And then, like, here, they're just going to be, like, just putting the screws to you, trying to drag out the playtime, which is fine. I don't have a particular desire to do that. I would rather leave this game with some good memories. Search for hidden layers. Is that what we're doing? Cool. Doggomorphs. Someone you could just see in your head a compilation of all the greatest moments inside of Alien Trilogy that we shared together over these many weeks. What did I like? It is a faithful recreation of the Alien universe. I think you could say that somewhat confidently, at least in the facade. It looks like Alien. It sounds like Alien. It is not put together in a particularly coherently Alien way, but most Alien properties are not either. So it's hard to really hold that against it. They were you could see they kind of started to design levels and then maybe cobbled them together under a narrative of some sort at one point, but it wasn't designed with a narrative in mind, nor does the game have to be, unless it were selling itself as Alien Trilogy, in which case you might want to either replicate the story that was in the films to some degree, or come up with a compelling side story. And they kind of split the difference where they didn't do the films and then also didn't do a compelling side story. It's just, go in there and blow up some barrels. And you're moving through different biomes of Alien. You're in kind of the USS Sulaco style ship at the beginning. And then you move to the prison-ish kind of looking biome is environments. And then you end in what they call the bone ship. And they all look pretty good. The shooting is fine for the era. It is very Doom-like, and I'm confused. When did Doom come out? I kind of think as Doom is like a 1992 phenomenon in my head. 1993. And then this came out in Alien Trilogy Saturn. came out in 96. And like 3 years later is very Doom. They were working within the constraints of a console at that time. So maybe you could say they couldn't be as ambitious as they wanted to, and things like level design and mechanics, and maybe not making the enemies sprite based. The enemies being sprite based in 96 is a little bit of a head scratcher. Like when did Quake come out? Now again, Quake 96. Like compare this to Quake. This ain't nothing compared to Quake. The way Quake moves and looks, and you can jump and like you can go to another level and look down. I mean, mouse look changed a lot of things, and this doesn't have mouse look. So that's kind of a strike against it already. But like again, I'm not even sure Quake probably launched with mouse look. I remember there being a couple different control configurations. I had Quake like the winter of 96. It came out that summer, and then I got it for Christmas. And there was I remember something in the documentation was like, you can play this with a keyboard. And I was like, cool, because that's how I'm used to playing Doom. And so I did. And then it wasn't till like after I beat like the first few levels or the first episode that I started reading or hearing that you could use your mouse. Or maybe I was just going through the setting, and then I started playing with the mouse. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, mouse look is the way to play a shooter. If there's any disagreement on that, one of the ways not to play a shooter, on a D-pad. But that said, I got comfortable with the controls after a while. I mean, that I was just resetting. If you had been in that era and already played Doom on a controller, that probably would not have been that big of a deal. When did Duke 3D come out? Also 96. Duke 3D, I mean, also no comparison. Again, they're working with a computer which probably had a better CPU and a lot more RAM than your typical Saturn did. Graphics acceleration, it's not that it didn't exist. And obviously, this not having much in the way of 3D graphics acceleration didn't help. But again, the PlayStation 1 doesn't look worlds better. It looks a little sharper. And also this, I'm not letting it is at a deficit from a technological standpoint, but it is also at a deficit from sheer things to see and do standpoint. If you like to see a lot of alien stuff, and I do, I am a mark. This is great. They could have found more things to see and do inside of the alien universe than they managed to do. It is a kind of a very straightforward point A to point B shooter. Now I know, like me saying that's kind of a laugh because I got lost in some of the labyrinthian levels, but also the levels. It's easy to get lost because they don't do a lot with the tile sets they have to differentiate the different rooms. As you're moving across a space, everything sort of blends together because they're using the same tile set, because they're probably working within a certain constraint of memory, but also probably because they just didn't get there with the design. I don't want to say they were lazy or ran out of time. I really don't know. But whatever it was, like, there is a lot left on the table here. And I'm thinking of those buttons sitting next to doors that you can't activate. That's not a killer, but that is indicative of a lot of the issues around a lack of interactivity. There are things that you see and you shoot. I was not using the run button, apparently, as much as I should have. But, that's not going to solve for the idea that you feel like you're 300 pounds in this game. Because you can't jump. You can't step up to things. You won't automatically shoot at things if they're a little bit higher than you, which Duke Nukem does an incredible job with. And this doesn't do at all. I can think of, a dozen things that spice this up. And instead, they kind of rely on this idea that you will be psyched to find a bunch of hidden walls. which, you know, I'm sure if you bang your head against this thing for 2 years or 18 months, like you get as a Christmas present and it's nothing you do, it's like the only game you play for the next year. I bet that's not the worst time you ever had. Um, but look, if you were looking over your shoulder at someone else who was playing Nukem or um, Quake, or even, I mean, when does shoot, what's the big first person shooter for the N64? Um, GoldenEye. When does GoldenEye come out? I bet that's like 97 or yeah, it's the next year. Like, so not that much longer off. GoldenEye comes out. GoldenEye's got way more to do in it than this game does. It's a year away, and it's rare. I mean, it's a different. I don't know who these developers Probe. Um, Acclaim Studios London. Isn't Rare a London studio? They would probably hate to hear that. Leicestershire. They're British, was what I meant. And so what do they look like? In October 1995, Acclaim agreed to acquire Probe for 1,732 shares of common stock. You can give me a valuation on that. Here in their 10K. Yes, take me to the 10K. Okay, file not found. Who knows? Some paltry amount of money, $750,000. That sounds like a lot of money in 1996. The deal closed October 16th and was valued at $40 million. I should just need to read the next sentence. $40 million. This studio was worth $40 million. What did this Acclaim Studio Shannon was the studio was founded by former employees of Psygnosis Southwest. In fact, the company was founded in 1984. Okay, Acclaim Studios London was based in Croydon, England. Founded in 1984 by McGovern and Bacchus. Under the name Probe. Company employed 72 there. Several games developed by Probe included references to McGovern's. I don't care about what game did they make. The company specialized in the development of arcade ports and movie tie-ins, including Outrun, Mortal Kombat, and FIFA. This feels like a game made by people who were porting Mortal Kombat to console. This port maker picked up $40 million in an acquisition. Wow. Great. I would love to see a longer entertainment list of games. Probe Software games. They did Alien 3 on Genesis, which is not that good. I don't know. Maybe it's better than I remember. Batman and Robin for PlayStation. Bram Stoker's Dracula for Super Nintendo. I mean, what are we even? This company, $40 million? No, look, I'm being really harsh on them. Bram Stoker's Dracula for Super Nintendo was just like, and that wouldn't have been that much earlier than this. Takes 38 minutes to beat this game. All right, out with the video. All right, here we go. So you're gonna play now. I can feel it. Not a great stream tonight. Just a lot of little hiccups and upsets. Here we go. Look at this. What's funny about stuff like this as I think Bram Stoker's Dracula is kind of kitschy in the way that, gosh, what's his name? I mentioned one of his films the other day. Well, let's just see. Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Francis Ford Coppola is became kitschy sort of mid-career and kept running with it. But it's also kind of played a little straight. So it's always funny to see the way it was marketed as this big summer blockbuster. People were like, yeah, I want to play the Super Nintendo game, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Kids didn't want to see this movie, I wouldn't think. Who is the target market for a SNES game? Like, you can't imagine anybody younger than 16 was super psyched to see Bram Stoker's Dracula. Wasn't it rated R? That doesn't mean, obviously, the kids wouldn't be able to see it or didn't want to. Judge Dredd 95. Bro. I'm sure these guys are very, very nice men. But these are some of the worst. These are the games when you see them either in your collection or a friend's collection, your blood runs cold. You know what I mean? The Pagemaster video game, cool. Jelly Boy, yeah. Plug Jelly Boy in. Let's see what Jelly Boy's all about. I don't want to act such a jerk. I really did enjoy most of Alien Trilogy. I do think it leaves a lot of points on the table, and just kind of ends up feeling a little flat toward the end, particularly once you have digested most of the I was going to say fanfic, but it's not really. It's just a recreation of the aesthetic of Alien, which is kind of all Alien has going for it. Alien is an okay story. You know, I think I said it was a haunted house story and then a war story, but really it's two haunted house stories one has slight war overtones, and the other has slight workplace drama overtones. In a retrospective review, Irvin Fletcher of Game Revolution praised the high production values, commenting that Alien Trilogy is nothing revolutionary, but it's a damn good shooter. It's okay. I think if you were playing I don't want to say a lot because there probably weren't a lot, but if you had played a handful of these on console before, these Doom clones, this probably felt a tick or two higher in quality just because it looks pretty good. It looks pretty sharp. And it looks like the texture work had some time put into it. And I think you could probably say that of Bram Stoker's Dracula. That did not look like a particularly bad game. Or, what else was on that list? I already tabbed away. I don't know, man. I would say it's probably better than 3D Baseball. 3D Baseball is also really flat. But not quite. Well, those are the only two games. So the list would probably be Alien Trilogy and 3D Baseball at this point. So let's, I don't know, just make a Word document. Can we do that? Like a Word doc. Just say 1 Alien Trilogy, 2 3D Baseball. There you go. That's your list so far of, I need to make another window capture. Well, no, I'll just change this one. Why make things so harder? There's your list. Alien Trilogy, 3D Baseball. Top Saturn games. I'll just put in documents. Why not? So, yeah, that's great. So next time we're on, we will do. I've probably looked at this 100 times. Right. Closed content. Yeah. Alone in the Dark. You know, I was looking at another list. I was looking at a list of, you know, I'll put this back because I think this will be easy to find. List of Saturn games released in the US. So, okay, so look at that list, and then, you know, well, I'll bring up, so 3D Baseball. 3D Baseball is the first one, right? And then the second one is, you'd think it'd be Alien Trilogy. It's not. Albert Odyssey, The Legend of Eldian, and this game looks awesome. Now, I went through and, like, there are probably a dozen or so games not on this list that are on that list or lists like it. So I'm not too worried about it. Like, I might go in and fill in the blanks. Like, maybe that's what I should do. I should go find that game and slot that, and we'll play it after Alien Trilogy, and then we'll do Alone in the Dark. It would be kind of nice to play something that looks interesting, and I think this game does, in a way that I have some ad blocker on that's doing this. Makes it difficult to sort of initiate a YouTube video. So that's on me. But maybe I should just take the ad blocker off. Maybe I need to get a new ad blocker. I have a feeling this one is sort of... Here we go. All right, great. I think it takes longer to sort of chew through it the longer the video is. You know what I mean? Look at this thing. Is that even on the screen? I'll pull that over a little bit. Yeah, I think if I can find this without too much trouble, we'll go ahead and slot this in. This looks like slightly more fun than Alone in the Dark, and I think we need sort of a palette cleanser here in between. Yeah. Looks like it's about 12 hours. Could be cool. All right, cool. Well, you've been watching Every Saturn Game Ever, and we will be back with another game. Maybe I'll take a couple days off here. I usually do anyway. And we'll regroup, and maybe we'll play Albert Odyssey. Every Saturn Game Ever.